Alright, so we're back with another episode of Astria Ascending. Last time we ended up completing the Gemini Temple, although we still end up missing. We have one chest in there we still have to get at this point, although I can't live through all the water attacks once they make me weak to them. So once we're able to do that, we will do that. But for the time being, our main quest is to investigate the Ares Temple for any suspicious activity. What could that possibly mean for us? I don't know, but something tells me we might get access to a part of the temples that were originally locked off when we had originally came through the area. I guess I should start from the very beginning of that temple. That would probably make the most sense.
I'm beat.
I think I would have enjoyed living out the rest of my days next to a temple.
So I don't know exactly what we're looking for here, like at all, but apparently we're looking for something. We also just finished the quest for the One Piece good dude from last time. I killed 5 noises? Well, let's see if you're as strong as everyone says you are. Wait a minute, I thought you adored me. Yeah. And why are you making me do all this? Because I want to adore a useless harnesser. I want to be the fan of the greatest harnesser. What's the next step? One of the market stall holders is refusing to sell me some medicinal truffles, and I need them for something. Kind of sus there, friend? It's a secret. Yeah, okay. Apparently I need to talk to somebody about this.
Welcome to my shop.
Oh, your shop finally got upgraded. 100% HP restoration, 100% party restoration. Oh, that's beautiful. It's so beautiful. 100% for the entire party. Yes, Angel Wings gives everybody back 100. It's so expensive though, jeez. Even the Omni Potion's so expensive. Holy, I mean, I know, I knew Omni Ions were gonna be expensive, but like, man. What said his name was? It was like Corey or something. What can I do for you today? I have a friend who's looking for some medicinal truffles. Did Nui send you? Yes, you know him, of course. He's living on the street. We see him all the time. I don't have any truffles. I have better things to do than to explore the Pisces Temple. Pisces Temple, understood. Alright. Find some medicinal truffles at the Pisces Temple. Is it gonna show it in here? I think I just made that one our current objective, which is fine. It would be nice, you know, if it ever actually showed us on the map where it would actually be, rather than me having to run through the entire area. But, we'll make it work. Thankfully, we can one-shot everything in this area, so it's just a matter of actually finding the thing itself. So there's a door behind us, but there's also a dead end over this way, so we'll check out the dead end first, that way we don't have to come back and potentially attempt to run into it.
It's battle time.
Really?
I'm ready.
Alright, well you both can go.
Right.
That's gonna give you like 0 XP and whatnot. Not that I expect much. I mean, this is one of like the earliest areas within the game, so they just hit them behind the tree there, so I wasn't exactly expecting them. Much less we're really looking for them, since I'm looking for the truffles and whatnot. Originally, I was thinking I needed another power in order to get down there, although at this point I don't exactly know how I would get to this treasure chest that's down here, because apparently it says that there's one down here, like down in this corner down here, except I don't even know where I'd begin to get to that part. Unless maybe I can drop my statue in the water or something, maybe? Nope, definitely not. Okay. Alright, well, we got the truffles anyways. That went beyond quicker than what I thought it was actually going to. I thought it was going to be a lot more of a search than what it was. I got the truffles, really thinking. Mom would have been proud to know that a harnesser such as yourself helped. Mom, she was also a harnesser, but not a demigoddess, of course. She was working for the Colosseum, now I live here alone. With these medicinal truffles, I can heal my friends. I want to give you something else. A gift? I thought that maybe you'd want to meet some of my friends. Really? Your friend? It'd be a pleasure to meet your friend. I wonder what he looks like. My friend will need a small gift, something you can eat. I have an idea, but it involves flour sausage. Flour sausage. It's his neph's specialty. I've worked at a local kitchen. Worked or stole from? First I stole from them, and then I worked for them. I'm gonna need some ingredients, though. You're full of surprises. I'll get on it right away. Obtain 2 fire crystals. Okay. Fire crystals? I probably have to go buy those, huh? Think I would have just enough if that was the case. It's not gonna be in the weapon shop. Think this place generally more or less has fire crystals, hopefully. Assuming that it actually means like an actual fire crystal here, and not like a drop off a random enemy. Fire ore, that ain't it. Where the crystal's at? Fire crystal, there we go. I just barely had enough money to make that happen. Of course, we always could just farm for it, right? Ideally, if I could avoid the farming, that'd be great. I have the ingredients for the flour sausages. Yeah, Stinks, give me a minute. You want to see? It'll do. I'm not a great cook. Oh, yeah? Not really, no. I prefer what happens before and after. Hunting and eating. That's right. Here, it's ready. Shall we go and see your friend? Follow me. Talk to that guy back in uptown. Okay.
Hello.
Someone has a little gift for you. Wait, that's your friend? Well, apparently.
Huh?
It's the thief. Easy there. Yes, indeed, he's my friend. He's helped other demigods and contributes to the missions in his own way. Now I understand. I'm sorry to have robbed me. Now, I never took anything. I knew you knew Yulin, so don't you have something for our friend? We made you some flour sausages. Some flour sausages? See, Newey, I'm not the only one who's never heard of them. I haven't had any for years. What? You know what they are? Well, glad he knows, I guess. I grew up on the street, same as this little guy. And flour sausages are made from the leftovers no one wants. Here, Yulin, take this modest reward, and you, Newey, come back and see me tomorrow morning. I got a job for you. Hey? Of course. I'm leaving. Well, let's see if we actually got anything good out of all that. We got an Akrib, which I believe is more so for the assassins. We also got 5,000 back, so we did get refunded a little bit. I mean, we can check our weapons real quick, but I'm pretty sure that looked like an actual assassin weapon as opposed to any of the weapons that we would have. That appears to be the case. Alright, well, you know, at the very least we got ourselves a new weapon for whenever we do get the assassin class. And that being said, time to go back to the Ares. temple. That was a pretty easy quest. I mean, it was a lot more of a fetch quest more than anything, but hey, you know, at least we had a good majority of it set up to begin with. We keep picking up some random items. I think I can actually sell them off to the shops, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm more or less checking every location because otherwise we'll probably have to end up coming back at some point in order to get it done. Since they never marked on the map for me, just that was just too much, I guess. Would have made it too easy. Back at the Oasis. Ah, come on, man. I was like, this looks a little too familiar, and well, you know, that's probably because it is. Anything in here by chance? Probably not, considering we already got the power from this room. Oh, looks like we finally found something here. You mean I could have just teleported in here? Aw, come on, man. Well, that makes a lot more sense why those doors were the way that they were. I was like, why can I not get into these? It looks like I should have been able to, and well, yeah, that'll do. Well, 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 look who we have here. Please no hurt. I'm nice now. I want to open shop. You find me, I go city, but few people. You have tokens? Trade them. I apparently don't have tokens, at least enough for that guy. Interesting. He probably has some, like, very good tokens, I would imagine. There is, like, a J-Sturd Coliseum that you can do, which I hadn't looked into at all, but I imagine there's probably some pretty good rewards in there if you can actually make it through there. Oh, you straight up nullify light. Awkward. Ow, that hit pretty hard. Alright, chill. Why is it gotta be all of my mage? Calm down. Alright, so you nullify light. Heat all of that.
Whoops.
Lift? We try on the ice, I guess? Oh, you guys have way more HP than I thought. So the middle guy's weak to it, the other two are actually strong against it. Deal a huge amount of neutral damage? Why not? We never really get to see the captain's one. I mean, it did say do a huge amount of neutral damage, and that was pretty good. That's kind of awkward if our mage can't actually use light magic against people. He really doesn't have much offensive things outside of maybe his Cosmo Break. Well, that's basically it, really, outside of the Cosmo Break and the light magic here and there. Oh, you guys resist water too, of course. How convenient. You're also weak.
Yes.
Oh, you got big mace. It's actually weak physical damage. I guess you're mages, so I can't be too surprised at that, right? That's light magic. That's.
Here we go.
You might have been able to knock one person down there, which is why I healed.
This ends now. Yeah. Whoops.
Are you kidding me?
Let's see.
How could you not hit anything as a fencer? You think you would actually have good accuracy, you know, to actually be a fencer? Apparently not. Alright, so these guys are more so around our level, it appears.
I'm ready.
Well, let's see if these two are actually weak to light or not. Nope, you guys nullified as well, alright. Okay, chill with all that.
This ends now.
Well, Omni-Force always works. There's very few enemies in this game so far where neutral damage just doesn't work on them. If they were using fire a whole bunch, you wouldn't have to be weak to ice, would you? Oh, everybody's weak to ice here. You love to see it.
Yes!
You actually absorb physical attacks back there. I hate all of that. How do you guys feel about water damage? It makes sense why our light mage actually gets his cosmic break so quickly when we keep spamming a whole bunch of omni heals and whatnot.
Fine.
All mine.
Nice. You use physical damage on the one guy that absorbs physical damage. Good job. Well, somebody was weak to ice over here, huh? Sure be ashamed if you got hit. Think they're gonna absorb the first hit, but then maybe die to the ice immediately after? Yeah, that's about what I figured.
Go!
No fierceness, no supplement? That's...
I'm ready.
Well, we can hit you regularly. Not enough to kill, which is about what I expect. Ooh, we have Omni-Fire. Alright. I'm gonna be a little more concerned about those guys. It was like, just regular fire, that's not too bad. Omni-Fire, though, now we start to reach to the point where we're gonna have to, you know, deal with you a little more quickly. Somebody gotta level up from the sounds of it. Hey, you're not supposed to be able to use light magic, that's all mine. Yeah, that's gonna hurt a little bit.
Let me help.
I can't imagine you guys are, you know, actually weak to light if you're using light, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it.
This ends now.
And as always, just go ahead and keep throwing that Omni-Force out there. Well, I know you back there are weak to ice, so I may as well throw that out there. You two are not weak to it, but you will at least take damage from it. Now, one guy's going to absorb, but the other two are going to be weak to it. Well, not weak, but at least neutral to it. They really do not like my fencer right now.
I'm ready.
That's fine, because we can keep just throwing our Omni gear out here, and there's really not much they can do about that to stop it. Thankfully, we have mute immunity on you, thanks to our mute rings, so we don't have to worry about that. You know you're weak to ice, go ahead and throw that out there.
Let's see.
You guys should both die to this. Oh no, you absorbed it for one, but one of them had to take the hit. Alright, fair enough.
I'm fine. Let me help.
Go ahead and throw our cosmic water out here. We probably could have gone for a heal there and been fine, but this will more or less clean up the fight. At the very least, the magic user should be dead here. Oh no, he took both hits for her. That's why he's ended up dying there. That makes more sense. Well, it makes sense that you'd be weak to dark by chance, right? And you were weak to it, unsurprisingly. Looks like a chest to me. I'll be taking that. Looks like we actually got a staff there, which presumably is going to be a new weapon for us. Which I think maybe our shaman can use. Except it's actually still worse than what we have right now. So whatever quest we did must have been like ahead of its time or something like that, because even with the new weapon that we got here in the newest area so far, it still doesn't have the stats to match up to the one that we had earlier. That's probably good enough for the time being. Achievement bearing sand.
We should venture further inside. We've got this.
Alright, so we want dark stuff here. I want to see our Dark Knights Cosmic Break, except we never ever seem to actually charge the thing. Not really sure what that's all about. I guess I need to be using
Here we go.
more Dark Knight stuff, although considering all of it pretty much kills us, I'm not immediately jumping on it. Because, I mean, if I was going to charge my Cosmic Break, what would I have to do here? Probably the Geo or maybe the Arcanum. You know, setting everybody to 1 HP when Omni is just so present is really not something I'm immediately looking for. Or, you know, all the other skills is like kill off your friends and restore HP and MP to somebody else. And it's like, I'm not really looking forward to that either. Can't get the supplement off of it, unfortunate, but surprising. That was supposed to be a wave, not a thrust. Well, good thing I just healed that guy for 2,800, huh?
I'm fine. Let me help. All yours.
Our white mage, man, this guy always has his Cosmic Break. It's just so easy to charge it because of Omni heal and whatnot. It probably procs like 4 times in terms of like giving you energy back towards your Cosmic Break. In which case, you know, it's probably like maybe every other turn that you would actually get one. Alright, well, you know, if you want to give me another turn, don't mind if I do. You really lived. Oh, you're the worst. Well, we can kill one off here since he's going to guard the other one. Oh, no, because it didn't kill the other one, so now they're both still alive. Unfortunate. These encounters aren't difficult. Like, we're not really in any point of, like, getting full team wiped or nothing. Well, you know, as soon as I say that, then they do something like that.
All yours. Just took a break. I'm fine. Like that?
Alright, you guys gotta go. At the very least, if we wipe out the 2 magic users, that really shouldn't have went as bad as what it did there, but apparently it will for at least the time being. Alright, that should be free at this point. I just want to make sure we got our shaman up here so that way he gets his XP.
Too late.
Yeah, this guy doesn't do anywhere near enough damage for us to really be concerned about him. Fallen Fire General. I'm gonna assume that means you're immune to insta-kill, but if you are... Alright, I mean, it does mean that our Dark Knight is probably gonna lose out on XP.
Feeling good.
You gotta heal back as well now, unfortunately. SP is still gonna be quite a minute before we can get anything. I guess that would be one thing for this game, would be like the surprise attacks or the guaranteed surprise attacks are a little too broken in the fact that, you know, they can basically entirely wipe your team. Now, if it was like a regular encounter, you know, inside the field or whatever, where you could actively avoid it, and then you got
This ends now.
into that position, that would make a lot more sense. But when you're forced into a surprise attack, and you give every enemy within the surprise attack an AoE, you know, it starts to become a little much. I feel like that's probably a fair thing to say.
Let's see. Yeah.
It's gonna be enough to save that other one, annoyingly. That would have just healed the captain for quite a bit as well.
Let me help.
Just keep throwing out the heals as needed. Really not concerned about this.
I'm fine.
Like, they basically have to get the best rolls on us at this point to really put us in any real danger. We were able to kill one off there. We'll be able to kill off the second one, and now it's just you. They really couldn't just give the captain like one elemental attack so they wouldn't be purely physical, huh? Like that was just a little too much, I guess. We pretty much get our cosmic break back almost immediately after using it, so I really don't feel too bad about just spamming Echo's cosmic break here. Are we missing anything else here? No. Alright, well, you know, apparently should have healed or something like that. Immediately got caught up in this, which I can only imagine means that I'm gonna have to deal with something here. Do I even want to know? What is this?
Let's do this together then, shall we?
Wait, are we 2v1ing? Wait, hold on a minute. Okay, good. I was like, you're not really that built, is like the thing. Okay. So you're not an Astrae, at least not by name anyways. We don't really need you for anything at the moment. We'll just have you throw out an Omni either, just so that way our fencer actually has some mana to work with. Stun hit? That's pretty gross.
This ends
Except
now.
I think I still have stun rings on just about everybody, in which case he shouldn't really be getting stuns on us. Go ahead and cut his defense here if at all possible. You nullify physical damage, that's good to know. Give us Omni Haste. Treat it as if it's actually a boss battle here, so let's see if we can actually scan you. Immune to it. About what I expected, honestly. We'll just go ahead and keep throwing the Omni heals out here, so that way it'll charge up our Cosmic Break quicker as well. That's concerning.
This ends now.
Well then. Alright, so physical damage isn't doing nothing to you. How about... Well, you know, I guess we can always just work our way down the list, huh? So, you weak to fire by chance? Are weak to fire, except now you transform. Okay, so you're gonna pull a bit of a Gemini trick on us here, where you're gonna keep switching between different weaknesses and whatnot? Is that it? Now you're weak to physical damage? Question mark? That seems to be the case. Alright, so now you're weak to physical, now you're weak to magical again. That's definitely not annoying and definitely won't get old real quick. Alright, well.
Here we go.
Back to weak to magic. You're very, you know, for me being hasted and you being slowed, you're very quick, you know that. Jeez. Why are you so fast? Now you're weak physical again. Am I doing something to trigger his transformations as much as he is? Because I really feel like this man should not be getting so many attacks off as much as he is anyways. Especially for being slowed as well. Like, what? Alright, so you're strong the physical now, so if that's the case, we want to go ahead and just... maybe we can just throw a heal out here, although our healer's turn should be coming up, in which case I'm not too worried about healing. Omni Curse, oh fantastic. Well, I missed 3 of us at the very least. Omni Cure, I don't even remember what Curse does to us.
This ends now.
Well, either way, our fencer hits a weak point at some point or another. Alright, so you're weak to magic. We have haste up for the time being. Get slow back on you. That should have applied, or at least it made the sound as if it was getting applied. We can just keep casting regen on people since our tank is not exactly that useful right now. You are weak to magic at the moment, but I think we just gotta keep throwing the heals out on our healers for the time being. Wow, he's great. Rude. I would try and doom him, but something tells me that he's immune to it if I just had to guess. I mean, our fencer's not bad for this area. He's going to nullify one, but he's not absorbing, but we are getting weaknesses. Thankfully, you went after our tank there instead of our actual weakened people. You are slowed. You don't act like you're slowed, but you are slowed. Let's go ahead and use gifts so that way we get that one permanent FP.
Let's see.
I guess we can taunt him. He really keeps using AoEs outside of like his one, in what feels like only non-AoE attack, but alright. Withering. Now let's just move.
I'm ready.
Keep throwing the heals out here. I might actually switch Alec in for our tank. Because our tank is really not doing much for us right now. And if Drain actually works on this guy, it would make life a lot quicker because this dude's being very annoying. Do I need the haste up again? Everybody's on one turn of haste.
Ready.
Alright, so our tank can go. If Drain works, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, at least we've got him. And then he can do physical and magical damage through the light attacks that he's gotten recently. Weak to physical.
My turn now.
Fried Drain. It does work, alright, so, you know, worst comes to worst, we can always just eventually drain him to death. Doesn't really matter what we use on him, because we're gonna get the weak point regardless. Go ahead and get the slow back on it. We did get the slow, we got our supplement as well. Everybody's still quickened for the time being. We can hit him with a withering, do that extra damage. Also lower his damage slightly. He really just wants to wither my fencer for whatever reason. I'm not too worried about that. He don't do any real physical damage. So we'll just go ahead and pass off some others to our fencer over here.
I'll take you all on.
Just keep hitting them with that drain. Drain kind of cheesy after figuring out how broken it is, but this fight would last forever at this rate if I wasn't using it, so that is something I'm noticing towards what I imagine is towards the middle, maybe closer to the late game end of this game, is the fact that everybody just becomes so tanky, where stuff like drain and stuff is, I wouldn't say necessary, but it's certainly a quality of life thing to have here. Alright, I mean, you really didn't have to go like that for sure.
Just took a break.
My turn
After
now.
everybody got their haste as well, come on, man.
Look.
This ends.
I feel like our drain's getting a lot worse quicker than it should be, but it should be 20% every time. Water, thankfully we resist water. Are you still slowed? Yeah, you're still slowed for 2 turns. We could cast haste again to reapply it, and then everybody can have that back. Omni Curse? I mean, I'd prefer if you didn't, but okay.
I'm ready.
Go ahead and throw our heal out here.
Here we go.
I'll take you all on.
Just keep hitting that drain, because something tells me drain is probably still better than some of our other options we have there. for magic. Anything else we really want for magic? Nah, alright, well, keep the fire up, I suppose. That does so little damage, holy. Haste is still up. We do gotta get the slow back on. That was enough to get him the switch, so now one of our mages can go ahead and just nuke him with the damage.
Let me help.
Although our healer should stay healing, unfortunately.
All yours.
That is something I don't necessarily like about this game as well. I mean, it's most games in general, right? You always gotta have your, like, dedicated healer. But it's kind of annoying in that fact. Drain, I think, just counts as like a neutral attack, in which case this should still work just fine, which it did.
Now.
They're weak to magic at the moment. Probably should, even for the shaman, but we got quite a bit of focus saved up at the moment. So we'll let that happen. Go ahead and use just regular fire. We did get the supplement there.
Fire.
It's gonna be close. We did get it. Nice.
Demigod.
Did we get supplement a second time there, or was
Be nice
that
to be one step
fierceness?
ahead of the enemy?
Let's pray at the temple if you're feeling weak. We all need to gather ourselves sometimes.
That's true. Since we don't eat the Harmelons, we have to take time to maintain inner harmony.
The demigods actually don't eat Carmel. Interesting. Well, that looks like some maybe unfriendlies in there, so if that's the case, we can go ahead and go back to town for a second. That way we don't have to waste all of our resources getting our mana back and whatnot. Is anybody close on their skills here? Every time. Like, I just never keep a count on it. We actually do have access to our Omni Provoke now, so it's a good thing we checked that out. What did we want from you here? Raise one person with a large amount of HP, that's not the worst. Store large amounts of single person, large amount of light. Like, we really don't want all too much stuff from here at this point. Removes all stats from single target. Man, if that was just everybody, but it wasn't omnis. Auto raise wouldn't be bad just to keep them alive. Restores all HP. Deals a huge amount of light to single target, but we already have the Omni form of that. Cast auto raise on all targets. Now that could be very good. Raises all targets with a moderate amount of HP also would be very good, so it looks like we're going to be working towards those then. Want strength, magic, defense, or magic defense. At this point, we definitely want defense. That'll actually help tank him up quite a bit there. Deja vu, not quite yet. Support slot. I don't think I actually need a support slot at the moment, so I think I'm good in that one. Insta kills an enemy just before getting KO'd. There's definitely something to it. It's just I'm not sure if I really want to keep getting KO'd every time to make that a thing. That's level 4 neutral magic, which would be strong, but it's only 1. I do want to get to Emporium at some point. Drain hit. Drain hit is not the same as regular drain, because drain hit is 20% of the damage still, whereas drain is 20% of apparently their max HP. So I think we want to work around this way. Or we could come from this way, which gives me MP or whatnot. Actually, we want to come from this way because I want the MP and whatnot. But for the time being, we can't make any more use of that, so let's go ahead and keep our shaman going that way. We actually want to work towards Mind Break, which we're getting close to. You're pretty balanced on everything besides luck. I know one of our items gave you like plus 10 or something like that, so our luck isn't actually that much better than everything else, but it's noticeable. Agility, I want to say, is the equivalent to turn orders, so I couldn't make him faster, which isn't the worst. I don't really ever need setup for him. He's kind of just good enough to do what I need him to do, so sure, why not some agility, just in case. If anything, we can always use the extra speed for items like to heal people up or give mana or revive them or any of all that good stuff. Crystals, doesn't really matter what crystal we pick at this point. So 20% shop prices though, I would not mind that, especially with all the rings and whatnot we'll still have to get at some point here. Everybody else I think is generally well off. I don't want anything cheesy to happen, so we're gonna go ahead and save real quick. We're gonna keep it going, but I just don't want anything cheesy to happen. Like if I jump down there and talk to those people and the game freezes it or something along those lines. Should it happen? No. Can it happen? Yeah, probably.
Two lovebirds?
I wouldn't know. Let's go.
We're not gonna question this at all.
What demigods? Are you here for us?
Of course not. Why would we be?
If only I could believe that.
Has something happened?
They say the thick-skulled Arctans are to blame for Saren, leader of the Oases, hating harmony.
A young Arctan fell in love with an Oisi girl, but the Arctan's father refused to acknowledge their relationship.
He did not believe in harmony or in the equality of races.
Saren realized that these false pretenses to harmony were what had stripped the Oasis of their ability to soar freely through the skies.
A terrible injustice, don't you think? This is what drove Saren to madness.
We have no place we can call home.
Please, let us stay here. We promise to pray for harmony. Please don't force us apart.
Pray as you will. Clearing out the temple isn't part of our job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have better things to do than that, so.
Chin up.
Okay. Straight into another
Now
level.
where?
Oh, beautiful. We actually have some non-linear gameplay. Let's go. You've been deemed strong enough to venture to the most dangerous parts, and the roads previously closed are now available to you. From now on, you can visit temples you never went to before. The world map highlights places with new content available.
The more time passes,
Beautiful.
the stronger my connection to the Astrae. I can feel it.
Yeah, you right. Okay, so we can actually go to new temples now. We can also go to areas within the temples we've already been to, presumably, that were locked off before, so that's helpful. I mean, it said we had access to more places, but so far, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like all of exactly the same places we were at, so, you know. I mean, did I read that wrong? Am I lit? Am I the lit one here? The world map highlights places with new content available, and I can visit temples you've never seen before. Sick? I mean, but you're not showing any of that, though, is like the thing. Okay. Alright, so what's the main question? Ride Fedora to reach 3 new temples and reach their prayer rooms to obtain the crest. Okay, so we actually can't. We just got right on Fedora there. The question being, do we actually want to go there immediately or not? And considering we can access some of the other areas that we couldn't originally, at least in theory, based on what it said there, I can. Let's see if we can find those, shall we? Now, where exactly am I looking for here? There's this chest in that area over there. So if we go to the tower entrance or one of the earlier teleports here, that'll be closer. Path between Oasis, maybe? Or maybe the road between? Let's see where this ends up putting us here. The chest is slightly over there. We are at 85% completion within the actual blazing field itself here, so that's not bad. We could also potentially run into some of our hunts while we're doing this, so that always is nice. Alright, so let's see if these quote-unquote paths are actually open to us now, huh? It says there's like a chest like right below me, but I know we've already hit up this chest before, so I'm not exactly sure what they're hinting at here.
Let's fight.
I'm ready.
Kind of nice we were able to do that last fight without having the most recent weapons as well. Not that it should have been like too much of a stat difference, but it is nice to see that we can hold our own a little bit even while potentially being behind in some of the gear, even if we're not the most up to date.
Whoops.
Let's see.
Of course, you know, Drain doing, you know, 20% of a boss's HP at all points in time is pretty good, so there is that. Still not sure where this treasure chest they're mentioning is at, because we definitely hit that other treasure chest before, so now we should actually be in a new area. Ah, I see, it was a different area than what it was actually showing, but we were going in the right direction. Makes sense.
Stay alert.
What is this cursed image? Name's literally named a bat. Okay. Yeah, sure. You guys happen to be wheat water by chance? No, but you are all at least neutral to it. What a strange design. It's like they just put two of the characters together and they're like, that's good enough. Call that a new enemy. Well, we know water is at least neutral, so may as well go with that. It's barely alive, of course you are. Omni-provoke, that is a thing now we can do. Although I think wave might clear here so long as they're weak and physical. No, those two nullify. You guys have drain? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You guys have drain? No. Nope. Just all sorts of... Of course you guys are immune to light. Why wouldn't you be? What was I thinking? Could've used them for a heal, but no, I went, I was like, I'll kill him. Okay, you're immune to fire too? That's pretty sick. I guess we'll do Omni-provoke then. I said they should almost always attack our team, which immediately they didn't just do on the first hit afterwards because they were trying to attack what appears to be my Dark Knight there.
Here we go.
So I guess that was already an immediate showing of, yeah, it's not always guaranteed. You guys weak the lightning by chance? You guys seem to be pretty resistant to magic so far. I think, yeah, you nullified the physical there, but you did take damage from lightning, is that it? You weak the earth by chance?
Ready.
Not necessarily, okay. Right, you guys nullify that, but our tank also wasn't doing anything anyways. Omni healing too? Disgust. And of course, light doesn't do anything, physical doesn't do nothing. But you do have your cosmic break, that should be enough to finish both of these guys off here.
It's over.
SP-wise, we're still good. Can't really do much with any of that outside of Cadence, but Cadence, for whatever reason, is still locked down at the moment, so... Okay, immediately starting with the drain hits. I hate to see that, except for the fact that it counts as a physical, so I'm actually absorbing off of it.
Let me help.
We didn't get the first hit, right? Yet they're apparently faster than my entire team here. I hate all of that idea. Okay. Well, we can always try consume. That's a thing. You have the most HP, so let's see. Alright, insta-kill still works. Cool. I think they were basically immune to everything regular. By everything regular, I mean the regular elements. Maybe it's just dark that they're weak to, potentially. Throughout the Omni Provoke here. There's Provoke not working 100% of the time, as we've seen right there, where they targeted my white mage over, you know, my tank. You know, the one that put up the Provoke. I do wish the Provoke was 100% guaranteed, although I guess maybe I can see where that could potentially be too strong, but I mean, like, come on, man. We're really just using our Dark Knight to clear these guys out, because otherwise I can see this be way more annoying than what it needs to be. Yeah, nullified. Regular attacks are nullified. Just stop. At some point, the enemies just get too much nullification.
All yours.
Just took a break.
Alright, well, let's see if our suspicions are correct here. You absorb light. How about darkness? That's gonna be like the one thing you're actually weak to, huh? You are weak to dark. It is true. However, that was really not much damage at all. Hey, this is an annoying enemy setup. Okay.
Let's see.
I guess we could have scanned because it's just a regular enemy, so they shouldn't generally be immune to things. Nullify fire and physical. You absorb light. You're weak to dark. Everything else, you're just normal to. You're also not immune to anything. Interesting. Alright, so it just so happened that fire you were also,
I'm ready.
you know, slightly worked on because of reasons. Go ahead and just throw our tsunami out again because we get it back basically every other turn, so why wouldn't we? Should do close to about like half its health there. We could use Arcanum, but then I have to use my MP, and then I would have to use other things. I don't know about all that. How about just using Gold Tree? Go on. Life Core, beautiful. They are dropping quite a bit of materials and whatnot. That's always helpful. Alright, that was way less of a walk than I thought it was going to be. That's still not putting us in the right point where this treasure chest is. Although it shows it like right in the middle right there, I don't understand. Unless there's maybe like an invisible wall or something like that that I'm just not seeing. Which I guess would make sense, you know, being an invisible wall and whatnot. So up top there's a teleporter from the looks of it. On the bottom there's something else. This also appears to lead to the Sagittarius Temple. Alright. We can work with the Sagittarius Temple. I think there's actually a few people that can make use of the Sagittarius Astrae. Okay.
Let me help.
We could do the light. They're gonna absorb it, but they're at full HP anyway, so we can at least still target two of the fire guys here. Except they nullify it, of course they do. What was I thinking? Of course. Alright, well, this seems to be the easiest way for us to get rid of them. So long as we don't end up dying as a result of it, which we shouldn't, but dang, you know. Gotta imagine you guys are weak to ice. Those two, at the very least. You're at least neutral to it. Go ahead and Omni Provoke. Yeah, at least if we keep our White Mage alive, that'll give us time to get our Dark Knight up. We can then get rid of the White Rhino looking thing for us.
I'm fine.
Omni-Provoke actually working as intended there for once. Our tank ended up taking all the hits, which is, you know, really what we were looking for. Just keep casting Omni Ice.
This ends now.
And then you can use the extra focus we just built up and just go ham on one of them here. Oh yeah, that dude was so dead. Then we can just put regen on ourselves to keep us alive for the time being. I feel like regen should give you an immediate proc and then give you the heal over time, because otherwise, like, it's kind of just a dead turn. Like, eventually you get paid out for it, but in the meantime, you're at full HP anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we end up hitting you with the light attack. I forgot you nullify it. You're supposed to. Nope, you're dead. And you're still weak to ice. We did get the fierceness proc. Will we get the supplement proc? Looks like a new. And we'll thrust. Oh, you just barely lived, didn't you? Like 10 HP or something to 258. Close enough, really. I should have used that to revive my Dark Knight. Now they're gonna lose out on XP for no reason. Okay, so we can ride Fedora here, I guess. Why would we, though? I guess is the other question. Unless it's a part of the Fedora minigame thing. It is. Ah, really? I can't skip through this part? Well, I guess I should try and attempt to win it then, if that's the case. Or I could actually just let myself die off immediately, which I'm considering doing, because this wasn't exactly what I was looking for at the moment, so, you know. I think I like that big projectile better than the triple projectile. I mean, I guess it works against the regular enemies, but when you fight the more boss-esque enemies, that large wave definitely seemed to do better. Although maybe this will be like the one other flying time where eventually we fight a boss at the end and get something good for it. Although at that point, that was just like actual progress within the story, it seemed like. So can't hit this guy, man. He just keeps running. Alright, so I guess we're taking a little bit of a detour here. Kind of forgot this was a thing. I mean, we've only done it, what, like the one time, and then after that it just kind of existed. Sure, I mean, I've already got triple burst, but I guess why not? Oh, or you consider our boss for this. Probably would have helped if I had some actual HP and stuff within the background didn't actually, last checkpoint, question mark? Ah, no. No, alright. Well, looks like we're playing this one again. Oh, boy. Jeez. Oh, gosh. Man, you don't have that alternative fire, and, like, your firepower is, like, non-existent. Alright, well, maybe we'll try and beat the boss. Alright, well, the boss is right here. Maybe that's why it was so insistent on not giving us anything to work with, really. I wish I had that gigantic wave attack. That thing, it was really nice. How Why do you run into me as the boss and I get damage for it? Make that make sense. I kind of feel like we broke the boss here at the moment, and yet we're still gonna die. Alright, you know, if it's only gonna give us, like, 5 enemies to fight before doing the boss, then I guess we can go ahead to do it, just to see if we get anything good out of it. Oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna have everybody run into me, and I'm gonna take damage for the enemy running into me. Still makes no sense, but I mean, sure, why not? It seems like the closer I am to the boss, actually the better it is for my DPS, because it seems like it won't actually fire another projectile until the other one goes off the screen or hits something. Dude, I hate the background passing in front of me. It's trolling so hard. Because then it passes, and then if they send a projectile through the area where it's passing through, all of a sudden, now you can't see it, and you kind of just have to hope for the best, which is annoying. Alright, well, we completed it. Did we get anything good out of it? It took us to the Sagittarius Temple? Oh, so we legitimately had to do that? Okay. And that now gave us access to other spots in the Grand Canyon and whatnot? Sure, I guess. Maybe I was forced into that. Send me back to the path of the Sagittarius Temple? Sure. Alright, so don't talk to Fedora this time. Okay, I guess I'll just die then. Okay, there's something down here I'm running into.
We've got this.
Who are you?
Let me help.
Night Dancer? Am I supposed to know who you are? Who are you people? I should use that time to get our Fencer's MP back up. Alright, well. Oh, looks like we're doing this now. Well, the good old getting turn speed up, turning his turn speed down never gets old. Well, let's see if, you know, just so happens to give us his weakness. No, not the case about what I expected, really. Well, how about you check his white weakness for us, if you will. Nullified, as expected. I don't suppose that means you're still weak to ice, by chance. Alright, so we sped ourselves up, we'll slow him down. It's gonna be kind of concerning to see what he actually does to us. Alright, just fire weakness, that's enough. Then we can Omni provoke him, so unless he does an Omni attack, he'll more or less be focused on our tanky. Alright, so you can't actually do anything in this fight, that's always kind of annoying. I guess go ahead and take an Omni out there, you'll just be our potion giver for the time being. We lowered your defense, now we can go in for the ice damage. Alright, did not care about my provoke in the very least, but thankfully we are strong against the physical damage it did, so we don't actually have to worry about that. Kind of nice. Our Omni is about to run out on you, so let's go ahead and re-up that. We did get the supplement as well, which is beautiful, because that means we can keep spamming ice. We got the fierceness, even better, builds up our focus even more. Probably could use the overcome here, although I don't think we necessarily need to, so we'll just go ahead with the rush. Decent damage, nothing crazy, but not bad either. I guess we can cast Omni just to get access to our water cosmic break. Sure, what? This should do a lot of damage. Yeah, you know, just like 10,000 or so, nothing crazy.
I'm fine.
How much HP do you even have? Oh, this dude's already dead. Alright then. No transformations or nothing? Alright, you're just kind of dead. Okay, apparently I can't go over this way, but there's a chest right over there that I thought I could see anyways, unless I'm lit. I thought I had seen one from up top, but maybe not. Looks like that was the monster from one of the quests that we were looking for. Good thing I didn't spend any more actual time looking for that guy, because it would have been at a time where we couldn't have accessed him from the beginning. So, what would have been the point, right? Why are you guys so fast? Probably should go for the heal, but I kind of just want the damage at the moment. Good damage.
Now.
Ice. I don't know if this is gonna kill. We don't have that much focus. It should be close though. Oh, we got a crit. Yeah, that would do it. Alright, on the ice. I don't know if that's gonna clear the big dude in the back. Not quite. This should, so long as it lands. And it did. Beautiful. They just used regular attacks. You love to see that.
All yours. Here we go.
This ends now.
And you guys, basically anything but fire for you guys. Dark would actually work too, though, so this should kill because it's a level 2 focus. And just anything that isn't fire for you. We did get the supplement. We wouldn't get a fierceness proc because it's not his weakness, but we did get the supplement. Chronomancer too good, man. Just getting free attacks for no reason is just so useful. And then we already respawned. It showed a chest over there, but I guess there's fire or something in that area, so I can't actually grab it at the moment. We'll go ahead and fight this one. I just want to check and make sure that I can actually get to that chest.
Let me help.
Keep on spamming our tsunami here, since they're, of course, they all absorb or, you know, nullify light.
This ends now.
I forget if they didn't care about the Omniforce. I want to say that they didn't care about it, in which case we could just focus our ice attacks on this guy. If we get a crit, he dies. Or apparently if we just do enough damage. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's just that easy. Alright, well, it really doesn't matter what we cast.
Let's see.
But then you guys were immune to physical anyways, so I can throw a provoke out here, just so that way you attack my tank in theory at least. Omni Cure, you're gross.
I'm fine.
And Drain Hit, even more gross. Alright. Really doesn't matter what I do here. Our MP sustain on our Light Mage is like already there, so we don't need to worry about that at all. I don't want to use Arcanum. I can put everybody's HP lower, that's fine, because none of them have any Omni attacks. Just real easy, like, at 4,000 or so. Absolutely dead. Anything but fire here.
Ready.
You got nothing. I guess throw a cure on yourself, so in theory you might not die to this.
Let me help.
Can't drain what I don't
All
have.
yours. Here we go.
This ends
That
now.
heal is so good. When it works, it works. Well, with that much of a heal, this will definitely make sure that that kills. So the Dark Knight is really just for killing those, very much so, more difficult enemies to kill more than anything. This guy's getting quite a bit. See, like, there's that chest down there, but anytime I go anywhere near it, it just instant kills me. Yeah, alright, well, if that's the case. Guess we'll attempt to go back and grab this chest over here, so I think we need the path between or something like that, roads between. That should put us relatively close. Unless that chest is suggesting it's in that one other room where I can clearly see a chest, I don't know why that would be, though, is the thing. It looks like the chest should be right below the door, which is weird because the chest that's actually there, that I know that's there, I've already grabbed. Yet it's acting as if I haven't gotten that one there. Unless I'm outright missing something here. Like, I clear him out, and like, I basically am standing on where the chest would be. Unless it's just like glitched out, or I'm missing something, or something. Because this would be right above the door, and it shows basically the chest right below. Ah, whatever. Whatever. Anything else we need out of these areas? Any other teleports we don't have? That's the Sagittarius Temple. That makes sense. Why we don't have any more stuff there. The Grand Canyon, we should have more stuff too, which makes sense because that's probably going to have to lead us to some of these other temples we don't actually have access to at the moment. Now, maybe if we go back to the Pisces Temple, now that one area that we couldn't get to is probably going to be available to us. Like, look at all these chests we still have within this area. There's got to be something here. There's no way we would leave this many chests if we couldn't get to it. Alright, so there's 2 chests within the area. Try and keep that in mind as we get through here. They're both on the right side of the map. I just wanted to farm these guys for any potential materials they could give us here. Now this is more like bottom right for this chest. Okay. Well, I was able to use the statue, and then I can push it, but that's certainly not going to work. Okay, so there's some sort of puzzle thing still there, if I had to guess. I think the statue will give me enough to jump over this. And it does, which allows me access to this chest over here.
What could it be?
Which gives me angel wings, which is not surprising because if this chest required this much to get to it, then it'd be considered more of a late game chest. So now we just have this chest in the corner, but then we also have a way to get over from the right side in theory, although I'm not exactly sure how that would be at the moment. Because it shows as though we should be able to get to it from this side, unless we actually come from this way and then go down there. So if that's the case, so we're considered in the swamps at the moment. We want the second teleport from within the swamps, it looks like. So from the branching roots here. If I'm reading the map correctly, now it looks like we are going the way I was thinking we were going to. Did the hit not actually count? It must have not counted, because there's no way we should be running into these guys unless they buff their stats. Yeah, no, so it just didn't count my hit when I originally hit them. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not like it takes that long for us to just go ahead and kill them anyways. Now this we originally couldn't take out because we need access to the fire. So that makes sense why we didn't get that.
Wonder what's inside.
Elixir eggs. Two of them. Not bad.
What could it be?
Gave us a life core, unless that was actually from the enemies. I'm gonna assume that was actually from the chest itself, so kind of meh in that regard. There's one other chest somewhere within here. At least from the looks of it anyways. Although it looks like it should be even higher than this position, which I'm not exactly sure why that would be. Also, how would we get to it, I guess? Maybe I need to, like, drop my statue for the extra look height, maybe? Because it looks like there's a treasure chest, or at least I would assume it would be close to us there. It's not back over here. As far as I'm aware, there's not invisible walls in this game that aren't story related, so... If I keep going down, I'm probably not getting close to the chest. There is this connection between this and that chest down there, so maybe that's got something to do with it? Question mark, maybe? Just maybe. Alright, so this should be off to our right here. Keep going right. That just leads us back to the water, though. Like, there's no way I get past this water unless there's some kind of puzzle or something, or clearly something that I'm just not getting here. Alright, there's 2 chests over here. So far, none of the rewards have been game-changing, so I'm not too worried about those. Take me back to the path of the Pisces. Still says there's a different teleport in here, although I don't know how I'd get there currently as of yet. That should put us inside the Pisces temple itself. Except we already have everything we would want out of here. So if I go to the very beginning of the Pisces temple...
What do we have here?
No, it would have to be before this, like how we were at the Blazing Plains before we did it. So it would be back in the swamps, then, which would make sense because the teleport is over there, except I don't know how I would get there. So if we start at the very beginning of the swamps, then we can check everything out from that regard. Because we know there was somebody that was cutting us off before, except now I actually have to remember where everybody was that was originally cutting us off from going to the other temples. Why they were originally cutting us off from the other temples to begin with, I'm not entirely sure, but, you know, maybe we'll figure it out. This takes me to this teleporter. Okay, so this door over here I haven't actually entered yet on my right. That makes way more sense then. Which might actually take me closer towards that chest over there. Otherwise, I'm not sure where else I would go to get to it. This enemy was strong enough to actually live through my attack, so... this could be an interesting fight. They just omni-poison? Gross.
Let me help.
I gotta imagine you guys are weak to light. I mean, you had the look that would seem to suggest that you would, but apparently not. Okay, that's kind of concerning. Nippa. Wow, they had way more HP than I thought they did. Alright, that's concerning. You guys weak to fire by chance? That'd be helpful. You're neutral to fire at the very least. Alright, we're gonna treat this like an actual fight, so let's get our turn speed up.
Fire.
At least if your guys are neutral to fire at the very least, this should still hurt a decent amount. The dude with the shield is actually weak to it, interestingly enough. Alright, get the Omni Provoke out there. Worst comes to worst, our tank should die. Then our healer can deal with that. Of course, you know, if they use Omni attacks, then it doesn't matter if I use Omni Provoke, because they're just gonna override it. Go ahead and Omni here. I wanted to use Tsunami, but if it potentially healed them or something, then we would be in for a bit of trouble. Could have used our strongest force there, but it still did a little bit of damage. The dude with the shield's actually weak to fire, so we'll go ahead and use that. Thrust should make sure that we end up killing you here.
Don't underestimate us.
Alright, so we're definitely going the right way. If there was an enemy that was actually able to live through our attacks here. This brings us over to the Scorpio Temple, as well as another chest and potentially another way out of this area, which might actually lead us to the other side of the water. People are starting to run out of mana. We can go ahead and top them off here. This should be enough generally for most of them. Go ahead and get you the rest of that. Just make sure we're ready for all the fights. If this is going to be the way that this goes.
Let's do this.
Alright, shield guy we know for sure is weak to fire, so we can take advantage of that.
Let me help.
So you got a lot of debuffs going on, you got a lot of... There's just a lot of things going on. See, light neutral to everybody, not the worst to have an attack that's just neutral. You can use Omni Fire because we know that one's weak to that. I probably should have set up Beast instead. We'll set up the Provoke. Already broke through my Provoke. Love to see it. Really makes it feel worth it.
I'm ready.
This may or may not heal one of them, if not two of them. I don't think it should heal all of them. Like, I don't think the undead looking dude should be healing off of this. Although the mage and the shield them might. Oh no, two of them healed from it and one resisted. Oh, that's beautiful.
Now.
Great. Well, basically reset all of their HP. Awkward. Our Dark Knight's actually pretty close to getting their cosmic break here. Arcanum is insanely strong with the way we have our characters built. Although it basically is like your very last resort, otherwise you're gonna end up just dying as a result of using it. So definitely, like they said, a very high price to pay, but I mean, if you needed to use it as like your last final desperation nuke attempt, it's definitely something you could do.
Yes.
Should you do it though, you know, it's certainly debatable.
I'm fine. Let me help.
Well, definitely get some heals out
All
of here.
yours. Here we go.
The heals are too good, man. That increasing white magic efficiency by, what was it, like 20% or 30% or something? Absolutely worth it.
Whoops.
You manage the miss one? How do you do this? How do you manage this?
Let's see.
I think they should still be provoked for at least this turn, and then I can set up another Omni. Of course, you know, when they just do Omni anyways, that doesn't matter, right? Alright, we'll definitely do not use the water attack and heal them back up again. Let's not do that, shall we? Are you guys really all living by like 1 HP right now? Gross. Really not too worried about death in this fight. It's more so just actually, you know, killing them all in a reasonable amount of time here would be easier said than done. Alright, you guys are weak to lightning. I expected that from the mage. I was not expecting it from the more undead-like thing. That should kill. What?
Let me help.
You have like 20 HP or something like that? 422? Alright, well, you're dead regardless.
None as tough as a demigod.
It's still leading us over to the Scorpio Temple. Is everybody healed more or less? Just making sure. Oh, Chris actually does have her Omni break now. Beautiful.
Focus.
I gotta try out her Omni break. It might be like the only time in the game we actually get to try it out at this rate. Omni poison this. Just. Poison in this game so far doesn't seem as detrimental as other games, but I'd still rather not have it applied to me at the very least.
This ends now.
You know we gotta try it out. So there's Quake for Earth, and then it does give us access to Oblivion. I mean, we gotta see Oblivion. I mean, that's just something that has to happen. Milady. How awkward would it be if they just absorb this right now? Hey, it's all neutral damage, let's go. Alright, so do we want to get rid of these two guys with the shields, or do we want the two with the Omni Poison? I kind of feel like the dudes with the shields gotta go quicker first. Wave, I don't think he's gonna kill any of them. He'll get them all real close, though. I don't think there's a world where they end up actually wiping all of my people here. They might be able to kill like one or two off, but I don't think there's a world where they actually kill off all of them here.
Let me help. All yours.
And everybody back up to full speed. Don't gotta worry about that nonsense. It took so long to charge that though. That's like the most unfortunate thing, because it looked cool and whatnot, but if I only ever get to use it like the one time, then it's like, you know, I don't think I actually have Invoker on Crest there. But even still, like, Invoker is only supposed to help you gain extra, not just like gain an amount. I think it really wants me using Earth on Crest is the thing. Alright, well that's where we would fly to get to the Scorpio Temple. As we've seen with the Sagittarius Temple. Not looking like I can go that way, at least not at the moment. Maybe once I clear out that temple, then we get more access to the area between the two temples? That seems kind of like a strange requirement, but maybe. Let's get a little bit of damage out there. They're so tanky. I mean, it makes sense so that way I can't just insta-wipe them, but man, are you guys tanky. Omni Poison, it clears after the battle. I'd be a lot more annoyed if it didn't clear after battle, but because it appears to clear after battle, I really don't care if they poison us. Like, poison really does not seem to do much in this game.
This ends now.
Although I think it actually works out better for us than it does for them, from what I remember of using poison when we did use it. So that's kind of nice. Usually everything always benefits the AI as opposed to you, so it's kind of nice to have some stuff that actually benefits us for once. Of course that would make us. Nobody's gonna die as a result of it, but it is kind of annoying that it is. What, 100 HP? Get out of here.
Great work.
These guys are not too bad, actually, for farming levels and whatnot, because I'm really not too concerned about dying to any of these guys here. 1650 gold, that's it? Really? Alright, so this door led us over here. There's no chest over here, though, so I'm kind of wondering as to why we're even over here to begin with. That looks like a puzzle mechanic down there, though, and that would definitely lead me to more chests. Which is probably what it's looking for here. Because once I drain the water, then that's probably gonna drain... Once I drain the water here, it's probably gonna drain the water right over there, and then I can use that water to mess with the original water that I couldn't make it across. That was making it so we couldn't get through that one path with the water. Also gave us a new teleporter here to the Cancer Temple. Okay. Was not thinking that all these temples were all right next to each other, but alright. Alright, so now we have access to the Cancer Temple, we've got access to the Scorpio Temple, we've got access to the other temple. So many temples. There's really no teleport right next to the Scorpio Temple. I guess it's because I needed to fly on the Hevalian first, in which case it would have actually taken me to the Scorpio Temple. But I had to make sure. Thankfully, we had the teleport back at the Cancer Temple, so that way we don't have to walk all the way back over there every time. I kind of just want to jump over you guys at the moment, so you can chill right there. Work our way up to the Hevalian. Now, we actually do have to win this minigame, so let's try the attempt to do so on our first try, shall we? Just make life a bit easier. Although, it is kind of nice how if you end up just dying at the boss, you can more or less restart it from there. That's always helpful. We definitely want him dead so we can get the triple shield. Anytime we can increase our firepower is definitely something we're looking to do here. Yeah, I wasn't going to be able to get rid of that one in time. You'd think you would have like some evasion stuff. I also thought that dude was going to be dropping that wave attack he was using, which was kind of why I was trying to go in as hard as I was. I feel like this attack is just straight up better than the triple shot. I feel like I can hit at least 2 out of the 3 shots, which is better than like the 3 burst, generally. I mean, like, this should just wreck. Of course, you know, if they nullify the damage, then it doesn't really matter now, does it? Yeah, I'm not picking up any more boost. I like this one right now, so we're gonna go with this. It definitely seems like the better of the 2 upgrades. I wish they were gonna do more upgrades. Like, if they were gonna make the upgrade mechanic a thing, like, why not add a few more? Maybe that's just me. Right there, maybe the triple shot would have been better, but it's not like this one was doing bad by any means. Physical damage flying in the air seems to be doing pretty well for just about everything outside of the things that specifically negated. Oh, you're gonna throw enemies behind me now? Oh, really? It feels like it didn't actually want us to go to the Sagittarius Temple so far with how chaotic this flight is. He really hit me off screen. Disgusting. Alright, so we want this one, alright. Awkward. Get absolutely nuked. You know, for as much as we hit her there, I feel like we should have done more damage than what we did. Maybe that's just me. This might actually be better. Just damage-wise. Alright, that worked. Sure, you know what? That one was like twice as long as the original temple. We made it, but really feels like they didn't want us making that one. Alright, so we got the Scorpio Temple. We got a whole bunch of temples open now. Is there any other ones? Right, we got the Cancer, we got the Scorpio Temple. There's no other question mark teleports over there, so those should be good for the time being. Blazing Field, we got access to the Sagittarius. That's the Sagittarius Temple right there. The Grand Canyon, we're missing somebody. Alright, well, I guess we'll check out the Grand Canyon. May as well allow us access to all of them at this point. It's showing them as if they should be past the outskirts here, so we'll go ahead and teleport to the outskirts then. Or not. It's showing a whole bunch of chests back this way. Or I guess now it considers it the outskirts? No. Ah, there we go. There's our friend. The big thief. Okay, this took us to the orchard, which is not where I was actually intending on going there. So, I guess we'll start from the beginning and work from there. If we went right all the way, that just takes us back over here. If we continue going left, those doors just take us from the other side of the bridge. This teleport, there's actually a chest down here that I didn't get. Also multiple ways this way, so I'm gonna assume that's where I actually want to go. So let's use the teleporter that should be like right across from here. I want to say that. Alright, so that's not quite it. This teleport takes us all the way back to this door over here, which is by the chest. That's fine. So we just want to head over to this door, go through there, and work our way towards that chest. I think there was one skill that was like show all the rooms that you didn't have, or show like all the unexplored rooms. That would be a nice one to have, just for the exploring aspect too. So there was a chest here. I think it was because I couldn't originally make the jump, right? So I couldn't originally make the jump, but I still don't think I can make this jump. Not sure what else I'd really be able to do there. I mean, I think I can push my statue, but unless it was going to stay in midair or there's like an invisible position or something, I'm not really seeing how I end up making this jump here. Alright, sounds about normal for us. So up and to the left, there appears to be a path, so we'll start heading our way towards there then. I have to imagine that we get a double jump or something along those lines at some point, if that's going to be the case, where we just legitimately cannot make it farther. This should have been an area that was being blocked off. There's just too many chests and whatnot for me to think otherwise within this area. I believe this is heading me towards this chest right over here. We could use our statue to get up to that point. It's just a matter if we want to, and I think we do before I forget about it. So let's drop our statue here. Stun them, because it is an area that was locked behind the people for so long. It's not surprising that these guys are gonna be stronger than what we would normally find in this area.
Let me help.
Well, may as well test out the light magic. I imagine neutral and everything. He's actually weak to light magic. The more tigerish looking dude. Interesting. We use Omni Force just for the damage. The shield dudes could potentially nullify, although I don't see why they would. So if you guys are putting up Earth weakness, I'm gonna assume that you're weak to wind, and you are fantastic. Are you at least susceptible to physical damage? You are. Oh, really?
I'm ready.
100 HP every time.
Like
That of you? You died to physical attack. The most baby physical attack from our white mage. You should be ashamed of yourself. This actually leads us to this door over here. Interesting. This door leads us to multiple chests. Alright, cool. More chests, you love to see it. Everybody loves themselves a good chest.
Let
No,
me help.
I'll make the rules. It's just how it is.
Light.
This ends now.
Can just go ahead and use the Omni Force here just for the extra damage. Did it not hit the dude up top, or did I just not see it actually apply?
Let's see.
Had enough to kill? No. He's gonna barely live.
I'm ready.
No, well, we still got turn. Alright, because we got the preemptive strike, so you're 100% dead.
It's over.
These areas are much nicer. I don't know what it was with the Gemini Temple. I guess they really wanted you to farm for that area, because that area was certainly built different. At least for the time that we were going through there. Or maybe we were just under-farmed or something.
Focus.
Or maybe my party setup just isn't as good as it could have been for that area, which could also be the thing.
Let me help.
feel like we should have done much better in that area though, but we had to like really farm up.
This ends now.
Yeah, as per usual, just get that damage out there. He barely lived, 19 HP, man. Omni. That's enough for us to get a supplement. Arrows probably flying. We've been holding on to yours forever. May as well just go ahead and eat it. And dead. Alright, well, we definitely want our statue here if this is going to be the case. What are the chances this are trapped? And if it is trapped, can we win at it right now? I wanted to say yes. Orpheus crystals. We got a whole bunch of level 3 crystals. Looks like it gave us one of all the crystals. Well, 3 of all the crystals. That's not a bad thing. We have really yet to actually use our alchemist is the thing. But overall, it's not like it's a bad thing. So we can go down to the bottom left, or we can go through the door here, in terms of working our way towards the new chest.
Let's fight.
I'm ready.
They always make me weak to it, but they never live long enough to make good on their promise of giving me earth weakness, so I'm never too worried about it. At least so far in the enemy sets we've received. Unfortunately, the setup the way that it is, I'm not going to be able to get 2 weaknesses off of it because it requires light for being at least one of their weaknesses. They might have more weaknesses. So far, I have yet to see it, and I'm just okay doing neutral damage. Oh, you guys persist with them? Oh, okay.
Yes.
They both only have 1k HP. This will make sure that they're dead. We don't have to heal due to the fact of just the healing mechanic works in this game, which still pretty good fan of.
Level up.
Give an HP back over time, plus getting rid of annoying statuses for no reason. That's not bad at all. Go through the door, go through the bottom. I guess we'll go through the door just in case we see a teleport or something. Then we can just hit that. The Capricorn Temple, of course. There is a teleport right next to the Capricorn Temple as well, so we can go ahead and grab that. Keep jumping because all of this wants to break. One enemy right before the temple. They want to make it cursed, would they? No. Oh, this is fine. Quite a few enemies for sure, but thanks to all of our Omni skills, I'm not too concerned about it. Especially if we get a supplement or a fierceness off of our Chronomancer, like a lot of these dudes are going to be just dead outright. We can actually use our focus here since we're going to get 2 weakness procs off the guys in the back. Just to keep our focus up.
Lucky.
They always want to go after my healer, man. They just cannot leave them alone. It's got to do neutral damage. We really shouldn't need focus on our wind attack here to get rid of them, so the focus should do some good work on those guys. And it did. I don't know, I guess try Omni Ice. Unless they outright nullify it, they're dead anyways. It was neutral, so we do know that we can use Ice on them and not feel too bad about it here. I got a straight up Earth Crystal off those guys.
Feeling good.
This would let me into the Capricorn Temple. I guess we'll go ahead and enter it just for the sake of entering it.
Great power emanating from within the temple. Let's go inside.
You don't say. We're not going to be doing those fights in this episode, though. This episode is already ran longer than what I was generally expecting it to. Although they usually end up being about this long anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. We got a lot of stuff set up for the next episode. Like, we've got a whole bunch of temples we could choose from here. Assuming that the temples are scaled and not like I just run into a temple and they're like, oh, actually there's level 50 enemies in here when I think we're what, like 25, 26, something like that. So hopefully that's not the case. Otherwise, we'll get wrecked. I mean, even if that is the case, we could always just move on to a different temple. It's not like it's that bad. You weak to lightning, I guess. Nah, I mean, he was weak to light. I guess I can't really expect him to be weak to regular elements as well. That'd be a little too easy. If I let myself fall... Okay, we can't fall in this area. There is a... It did show that there was like another door or something though below us. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. It looks like there should be something over this way, the way that the camera had spanned. Alright then, well... Maybe we actually get to that door through going down the bottom here, and then we appear up here, which is probably actually above us in actuality. Alright, fair enough, I guess. I don't know, do we want to fight him? Do we not want to fight him? I still need SP. We're actually close on our Chronomancer to getting Deja Vu, which would be beautiful. So if we could get Deja Vu before we go into a boss fight, that'd up our burst potential for sure on him at the very least, which would be helpful. So, you know what? We'll go ahead and take the fight. We got these fights down in this area. Like, we've got the flowchart figured out already, so we could just speed run these guys.
It's over.
Nothing like getting stronger.
We're getting a few levels here and there from that, which I don't mind, because with this many temples that we have access to, more than likely, I mean, we're gonna have to get levels at some point anyways, right?
Let's do this.
We may as well get them while they're easy and relatively quick, rather than have something like the Gemini Temple happen again, where like we just have to struggle until we get enough levels to really do anything.
Lucky.
That Gemini Astrae fight, man, that was still like one of the most cursed fights in the entire game so far. They were just so tanky for no reason. Like, look how quick that is, and we get good XP and whatnot from it. Like, these are definitely the fights that if we were gonna take fights, these would be the fights we would want to take. So we've got one chest. It's so hard to see in this map. We've got one chest in here, and then we've got one door. Well before the chest.
Focus.
Looks like we still have the same set of enemies here, so I don't have to worry too much in that regard. Although our fencer is out of mana, forgot about that. Awkward.
I'm ready.
If only you had the mana sustain that our white mage did. It does seem kind of weird that we don't actually have more mana sustain options for our fencer, especially when everything they have is like, oh, it costs, you know, 4 times as much, or even 8 times as much, or something like that. You think you would have a little more sustain. It looks like that Omniforce actually does help our Cosmic Break on our fencers, so that's something to keep in mind. Omni Arrows, so that way we can potentially get rid of those two right there. Didn't get rid of them. A wave should, though, assuming it hits. Which we did upgrade our accuracy on our tank, so it better hit. Otherwise, it's going to feel like a waste of an upgrade. It did hit, though, so I think the accuracy upgrade was needed. Just to keep them actually, you know, being able to hit their abilities. Which is kind of sad to think about, but, you know, it is what it is sometimes. Okay, you look like something definitely more so cursed. So I can shoot you from there. I don't think I can actually reach you otherwise, though. That's probably about as far as I can realistically get it. Oh wow, we made it. Okay. This looks cursed. I also don't know how long it's been since we've actually saved, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a save out there. Path to the Capricorn Temple. Okay, that's not like the worst in case something really, really bad happens here. The whole look of it just looks terrible to me, which makes me think that it's going to be a really annoying fight, so let's just go ahead and get everybody ready on the off chance that this becomes an issue for us. Probably didn't need to go all the way on our white mage, but on the off chance. Okay.
Don't like the look of this place. Let's do this.
Maybe it's just the color of the lighting on the actual enemy orb there that made it look worse than what it is. Because right now, everything so far literally looks the same, unless... What a strange way, unless we eventually get access to that area, because we did get locked off on the other temples as well from a similar feature. So maybe it's just trying to make sure that we can't get through there just yet. Alright, I was thinking that was going to be a lot worse, apparently, than what it actually was. Okay, well, it appears I can't go through that way. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, no, I should be able to use my statue over here and get through. Right. Okay. Can I even get back far enough to place that statue? Okay, so it just had a random enemy over there for the time being until I can actually deal with it. Presumably, those are going to be good chests if they're even more so locking them behind more, I guess, just story development at this point. There's so many doors in this area, man. Holy, why are there so many doors in this area? Okay. Going to this door puts us to that door over there. Let's just go through this door at this point. There's so many. Why are there so many doors in one area? There's like 4 of them just in this one area. There's like 2 chests over there and 2 doors I haven't touched just yet. Man, this place is an outright maze. Thankfully, there's a chest chilling right here.
What could it be?
Some more stuff for our alchemists. They're feeding us a lot of alchemist materials, which I don't mind at all.
Focus. Let me help.
Not concerned about this setup in the slightest. They're just tanky, so it takes like 1 set of rotations of abilities, really, but overall not too difficult to deal with. Good thing we gave our white mage more HP, because, man, does the enemy really love bullying him? And we gave him some, like, regular defense as well, if I remember correctly. Just like his regular defensive stats. Which is basically what we could just ask for him, right? Just make sure that he lives and can heal us, and other than that, that's pretty much all you gotta do. Leads to another area over here. They weren't wrong when they said it was the Grand Canyon, because man, is there a lot of things to deal with.
I'm ready. Light. Like
Our
that?
tank actually had to step in for a healer that time. That usually doesn't happen. Well, we're not going to give them a chance to take advantage of that. Oh yeah, we usually don't clear them that quickly either, so there is that. Go ahead and walk through here, since we know we can always get back through the other ones. The Tourist Temple, okay. Have we found every temple now? Man, we went from, oh man, where are all the temples at, to, oh, we just found them all. Why would these temples specifically be the ones that are, you know, caution, you know, may as well have caution tape all over them? Whereas, like, the other half of the temples we were already able to interact with. Just for story development, more than likely, but still. You're really not dead yet. Come on, man. Because of that resist, he was able to live there. I thought for sure a regular basic attack was gonna kill that dude, but apparently not. Our tank does not hit all that hard, which, you know, as a tank is probably not all too surprising. But still, one panacea? One panacea, that's it, huh? Alright, well, it looks like we did everything we could do from the top of this area, because there is an entrance to the Taurus Temple on the bottom, which it looks like is going to be what we end up using here. We should be able to get access to at least one chest throughout this area. We might have to go back to the other door to get to the second one. I might have to put more speed into our characters if we're continuously getting outsped by some of these enemies. Thankfully, they tend to waste it by applying Earth weakness to us and then never having the chance to deal with it. But if these guys are outspeeding us, then I gotta imagine that the Astrae are gonna be getting close if they can't already outspeed us, which is concerning in its own right. Since, you know, they tend to do quite a bit to us. Alright, that's another door, which I imagine we hit because it looks like we actually have gained access to all these doors so far, so we don't need to touch that one just yet. Do we need mana for everybody? Not necessarily. Alright, I had a feeling this might happen. Oh, this is a regular setup, so I'm not too scared about it. Of all the people to get surprise attacked by, like, these are my least concerned people to get surprise attacked by in our current area. They're also all attacking my tank without being provoked, which is just beautiful.
I'm ready.
And we can already go back to attacking. That was not bad at all. That was just fine, really. You have assassination? Okay, well, thankfully our tank stood in the way there. Okay, so those guys have assassination, so a little more spooky. They had not even used it up until this, so I'm kind of wondering why it is they chose now to do so. But I'll take it. I mean, they didn't get the assassination attempt off on either one, so that works out for us. Got an elixir out of that as well. That wasn't even the chest that we were going for, or at least not one of the chests that shows up there. Interesting. I had a feeling they wouldn't put two chests right next to each other that were booby trapped like that. I refuse to believe that they would.
Let's fight.
This looks like, oh man, if this would have been the curse, like, surprise setup that we got out of that chest. Now, if this was the case when we had ran into that chest, I would have been far more concerned. Thankfully, it was not. And, well, they don't get that extra free turn to just do whatever they want to us, so I'm really not concerned. We got enough Omni coverage. Our Dark Knight's got enough mana to use our Mega Force attack, so I'm not too worried about that. Our Shaman is going to get plenty of just no use, apparently, because our force damage is just that good at this point. Well, alright then. We're getting so much XP and whatnot from doing this too. It's beautiful. Alright, so we fell down here on purpose because we want to find the treasure chest for this area. It's one of the doors. The treasure chest is in, like, at least from the looks of it looks to be in the middle of this area. That shouldn't be the case. Okay, we came from there, so more or less wanted to go there. I think we might be able to make it through there. Perfect. We already checked up there. We got the chest up there. Just make sure that we have enough stuff. We'll go ahead and either up our Dark Knight yet again. She just runs through mana like no other. We knew this was going to be a thing, though, when they have skills that are saying, oh, you know, just cost 2, 3, 4, 8 times as much mana as usual. Like, we knew this was going to happen, but the damage that we get from it is pretty worth.
I'm ready. Light.
She actually has even less MP than our tank. surprisingly enough. Sweet force damage. Not enough to kill any of them just yet, but they're gonna die right here. That resist was just enough for you, huh? Well, I think slow hit should kill here. No? Alright, I was thinking it was gonna do a little more damage than it did. The slow would just guarantee that we made sure that he wasn't gonna be able to do anything to us, so I'm not worried about him. Our SP has to be close on getting to what we need for it. 355, that's at the very least enough for Deja Vu. You know what, I'll take it. Cleave, not really convinced that's great. Retaliate is, I don't know, whenever the enemy used it, Retaliate was kind of sick. I don't know how well that's going to end up working out for us. Just a stat increase is not the worst. Repay the more damage the user is taking. I think Retaliate is actually just better, because the more damage that your allies have taken, more likely, unless your provoke is working, then more likely you are going to be taking more than your allies there. A plus 20 increase to your stats though, I mean, that's also good too, along with all these extra stats on top of it. That's pretty good, especially for a tank who kind of just needs to exist more than anything. Increase that defense massively. Our healer can work towards prevention, which will auto cast raise, which is beautiful. So if anybody goes down, they're just gonna immediately get revived. Raise all targets with a moderate amount of HP. That wouldn't be bad either. Omni clear, that'd be good for getting rid of stats fixed since they love those so much. Fully restore all allies HP. Honestly, not that impressive at this point. Rejuvenate. Revives any fallen allies. Fully restores HP. Removes all stats effects from all allies. That's not bad. These are all stats over here. Auto raise provides the user when KO'd once per fight. I mean, that worked. I could get behind that. Extra HP or extra MP? Give me the extra HP. That'll give them a lot more survivability too. And we can actually get Deja Vu. Never mind. Apparently that is still considered locked. Alright then. Glad I saved all that back. 10% chance to get back one focus point when spending any amount. Not the worst. Well, I guess I wasted all my time waiting on those for him and Kaden. Fantastic. Alright, well that's kind of lame. Even Big Bang's locked as well. Maybe we'll end up getting them from these temples here, which I have a feeling is going to be the thing that happens. I kind of feel like we want MP, and 340 of it would pretty much make sure that we would never need it again. Stores the target to their initial state at the beginning of combat. Well, if they're not going to give us access to Deja Vu at the moment, I guess I'll go ahead and do these. Give me MP, I guess, and then we'll never have to use the MP set ever again, and then we can immediately get Reboot. Then we got Timefall, chance to instantly kill all targets, consume 10 FP to fully restore all HP and MP. I don't know about all that. That's probably the farthest we go within this area. And I guess start working our way towards Deja Vu yet again. Because getting 2 turns every turn is extremely strong, as one might imagine. Here, it looks like it really just wants us to focus on her stats, which is fine. I still want Emporium, so we'll definitely still keep it working our way that way. Is there a reason I wanted something over here? The sports slot? It's fine. Auto regen, don't really care, considering all of your stuff just one-shots everything anyways. This is like such a weak upgrade. Agility, I guess, for turn speed. And then you what is wrong with your stats? You have like 0 stats. That's probably why it has so much stat things over here. It's like, you're gonna have to fix this at some point, and you know, it's kind of looking like I do. This one, what's it do for you? Huge amount of light for Leo. And we have already beaten Leo, so it makes sense that we would have access to that. Can we get Mind Break now? We can. Where do we want to go for Mind Break? I mean, getting base stats up would not be bad at this point. Since apparently all this other stuff we can't really access all that much right now, so... Ice, light, dark. I mean, dark is probably good for the occasional in case I actually need it, since we don't have all that much dark coverage. Kaden, we're not really using at the moment. It's so late we can't actually use these right now. Just kind of looking, you know, for the Omni week and whatnot, but alright. Pickpocket, I don't know about all that. Time, can't really use that. Robbery, I mean, I guess maybe the assassin gets the thief set. That could be a thing. Big Bang. Sniper, I'm not convinced that it's fantastic, but maybe the game could convince me otherwise, but I'm not convinced. We'll just keep her at that for the time being. Everybody's more or less good here, so we're just looking for this chest. Where am I at right now? Where's this going to lead me? That's going to lead me to the tourist temple. Okay. Maybe we just hit up the temple right now just to have it within the... just to have it marked down that we actually have it available to us.
Let me help.
Well, our stats got a little bit upgraded from that. Not as much as I would originally hope. Although our base stats did get a nice increase for the ones that we did get the stat increases for. And our white mage actually has enough HP to be living through most of this stuff without having to worry about him too much at all anymore. I mean, he's got our second highest amount of HP at this point. Reboot, that is insanely expensive. It's extremely broken, like, don't get me wrong. It's essentially full HP, full MP. And I think I might even be able to use it on myself. I can. Okay, yeah, so that's extremely broken. So it's expensive for a reason. But it's basically not expensive because we can always use it to restore ourselves to the beginning of the stage. So as long as we're full HP, full MP, or, you know, something along those lines, then we can always reset ourselves to that. In which case, essentially everything becomes free in terms of mana for us. If I'm understanding the skill correctly, then essentially all MP is basically free. Basically forever? That's quite a few enemies there.
I'm fine.
This ends now.
Get wrecked. You live by how much? Oh, 112 HP, get out of here. This game's got jokes with how often people live with 1 HP, man, I'm telling you. Make sure we hit up that teleport so that way the game recognizes we hit it, because even if I recognize it, doesn't necessarily mean that the game will. Alright, and we're in the tourist. I still want to check for that chest over here. We might just try and avoid battles. I kind of just want to find that chest, and then maybe we'll call it for this one. Well, we'll probably call it for that. Or if I get too burdened out for looking around for this chest over here, then we'll probably go ahead and call it there.
Let's do this. Let me help. Light.
These guys used to be so much tankier, then we got some base stats, and then we got some level ups, and all of a sudden, they're not as tanky as they used to be. Still living through, you know, a bit more than I would like, but definitely not as tanky as what they used to be. We should have plenty of money by the time we actually get back to the shop as well, in which case we'll be able to buy some more weapons, which will help out our base stats at the very least. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about looking for the chest, and then I was like, nah. Alright, so we're gonna save it right here. Appreciate everybody for watching it. We managed to find all of the, or at least I imagine, if not all of the temples, and quite a majority of them. So next episode, we should be exploring a temple. I don't know about all of the temples. I mean, we've seen how long some of these temples can take. We'll be exploring a temple. Which one, I don't entirely know. We'll figure it out in the next one. Other than that, appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. See you.